They say humans are rational, that we make choices, that we decide what we want. But what if some of your reactions aren't choices at all? What if your brain is obeying rules that were written long before you even realized they existed? This is the dark psychology of Pavlov's dogs, and how you are still being conditioned today. In 1897, Russian physiologist Dr. Ivan Pavlov performed a study that would quietly redefine human behavior forever. He wasn't studying psychology, he was studying digestion. But something kept happening that he couldn't ignore. The dogs began to salivate before the food arrived. Not when the meat powder touched their tongues, not when the bowl was placed in front of them. Before. Why? Because they had learned the pattern. A lab coat approaching, footsteps in the hallway, the clink of a metal tray. Their bodies reacted to the signal, not the reward. So Pavlov tested it. He rang a bell, then fed them. Bell, then food. Bell, then food. Bell, then food. And eventually, bell equaled salivation. No food needed. The brain had fused the two events together. This became known as classical conditioning, the wiring of a reflex to a signal. And here's the part people forget. Humans are not different. We are identical. Conditioning doesn't change your beliefs. It changes your reflexes. It bypasses logic. It bypasses thought. It acts directly on the nervous system, which is why it shows up everywhere. Notifications equal dopamine hits. You don't check your phone because it's important. You check it because your brain has linked the sound to reward. Gyms cause anxiety for some people, not because the gym is bad, but because the brain learned to associate it with past humiliation or discomfort. A partner's tone can mean fear or appeasement, not because of the words, but because the pattern fed a reflex over time. Shame equals silence. If you were punished for speaking up repeatedly, your brain will mute you long before you realize it. Conditioning rewires behavior without permission, without awareness, and often without escape. Before we go deeper, answer this. Have you ever realized you were reacting to something automatically, almost like your brain fired before you had time to think? A notification, a tone of voice, a place that makes your stomach twist? Drop it in the comments. Those moments reveal exactly where conditioning has already taken root. And here's where it gets dark. The same mechanism that trained Pavlov's dogs is used by abusers, institutions, governments, and algorithms, not to educate you, but to shape you. You even see it in fiction. In Harry Potter, the goblins condition the dragon guarding Gringotts. A single sound cue, a little clanging bell, causes the creature to cower in terror. Why? Because they paired the sound with pain. No magic. No enchantment. Just pure Pavlov. Noise is pain. Noise is pain. Eventually, noise means submission. That scene is a perfect illustration of classical conditioning and how easily powerful beings can be controlled through simple, repeated pairings. Place dragon with human being, and it becomes a lot less fantastical. When someone knows your triggers, they can control your reactions. This is why conditioning is used in abusive relationships, extremist recruitment, interrogation tactics, advertising algorithms, social engineering, traumatization, political messaging. Make someone feel something reliably: fear, shame, desire, urgency, and soon the feeling fires automatically. A phrase, a symbol, a notification, a sound, a look. No reasoning, just reaction. Conditioning turns people into predictable machines, and predictable people are easy to manipulate. You cannot fight conditioning with willpower. You fight it with disruption. Here's how. Identify your cue. What triggers your reflex? A sound, a place, a person, a feeling. Break the pairing. If possible, remove yourself from situations that reinforce the loop. If not, change the environment around the cue. Replace the reaction. Pair the cue with a new behaviour. Calm breathing, walking away, journaling, delay, silence. Your brain can be rewired, but only when you consciously take control of the associations. Don't reward the reflex. When you feed the automatic response, you strengthen the loop. When you interrupt the pattern, you weaken it. Ask who benefits from your reaction. Conditioning only works when your response serves someone else. So ask yourself, who gains if I react this way, and why? The moment you question who profits from your behavior, you shift from automatic reaction to conscious control. That single question breaks the spell faster than willpower ever could. Watch for people who try to install new cues. Anyone who uses repeated emotional triggers is trying to condition you. Once you see the pattern, you step outside of it. Classical conditioning wasn't just an experiment. It was a warning. The world is full of bells, and most people don't realize which ones they've been trained to obey. But awareness breaks the spell. If you want more dark psychology exposed, hit subscribe and stay sharp, because manipulation never sleeps. This was Deceive and Believe.